Howdy folks, good evening, welcome along, welcome to the stream, hope you're all doing well. I am still croaky, still a little bit, hopefully the whiskey will warm that up and we'll be feeling a whole lot better. Definitely better than I was the last week or so, but there we are, welcome along. We are exploring New Glarus map from MRG, which is out for beta. It's a beta at least. You know how MRG works. Won't be finished, and it'll probably sit there for 6 months until he decides to go back and look at some of the issues. But that's where we're at. We thought we'd come and have a little bit of a play on it. Thought I'd do something solo rather than multiplayer tonight, and just have a look at the map. It's as is always. All of his maps always look good. I'll give him credit for that. It's just whether they function and work as well as they should. So we'll go for a little bit of a fly around and just quickly point out what it looks like, so if you're not familiar with it, you'll know what it's like. And if you're just tuning into the stream after it's been recorded, delayed, whatever you want to call it, you'll be able to just stay for the little bit of a look at the yap. I saw Yemen's name there in chat, and I was thinking Yemen and map at the same time. Anyhow, we'll go and do a look. Welcome along. Good to have you here, Ken. Hello, Ollie. Good evening. What is the whiskey tonight? The whiskey tonight is an Abalor. It has a special name, and I can't remember it, but it is a travel-only one. You can only buy in duty-free. So that's what we're having tonight. Thank you, and cheers. Hey, Yoran. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. Good evening, Craig. Nice to have you here. Yemen, good to have you here as well, buddy. Nice to see you. Bovine, good evening. Chinook, hello to you. So, I clearly have autosave still turned on. That's all right. So let's have a look here. This is New Glarus. So it's a 2x map. It is set in Wisconsin, a part of Wisconsin. Anyone who's familiar with MRG will know Wisconsin is very dear to his heart. It's where he grew up, and a lot of his maps. Ashton Corners is Wisconsin. Gosh, what was the one? Marksville, Wisconsin. So he's done a lot of maps up in that part of the world, which is cool. It's nice to see. But this one's kind of interesting in that it has big fields like these ones here and down this side, and then where the main sort of farmyard is, which is where set up, it's got these terraced fields, and if you're familiar with those, they have them on Ashton Corners. They're designed to control soil erosion. That's the whole idea with them. You till this little bit, you leave grass in between. If it rains, the soils all don't wash down the slope. That's the whole concept behind them. Creates for some interesting and unique looking fields. The thing at the moment is all of this area here, which is, it's a bit easy to see if I go to farmlands, all of this area here, which is 100, is all one field at the moment, and it's free, but it's all the grass in between all the fields. Now the way 25 is set up, you can't actually, and this is something I've learned with my map, is you can't have sort of separate pieces of land as one field. You've got to do them individually. So it'd be kind of cool if you did go through and, I don't know, I don't think there'd be any way to say this is one field with 4 parts to it, unless you would have merged them on the end or something, which is a little bit frustrating, but it is what it is. But yeah, that's kind of just having a look overview at the map. Gives you some good variety, some big fields and some small stuff. There is a main farm here which has cows on it, has that's my truck, not what I want to click on. It's got some ag bags which are production point for silage. It's obviously got lots of animals down the bottom here. There is a silo on both sides, grain bin. Let's click on. And then there's another production here, which is, it's easy to show you this way, the harvest store. So you've got the ag bag and the harvest store in there on this farm. So there we go. That's where we are. We're standing on the bags. I think there's, if I come down here, it's probably underneath the truck actually. There's a trigger just there. So I think that's your tip point if you are making some silage and wanted to get in there. And I've actually got some set up to do a bit of mowing, and we might go and do a little bit of that later on. What else is there? G'day Jimmy, how you doing? Can't stay long, you're at work, but wanted to say hi. Well, welcome along, mate. Good to have you tuning in and saying hello. Hope you're doing well. Up here this is like the co-op area. So you've got different line buy point, liquid fert, seed buy point, herbicide, solid fertilizer, and then there's a couple of different sell points. So you got the milk sales, feed and grain, and what's that, animal dealer there. That's all your main sort of sell points. And then there is a couple of other farms around. So there's kind of a random farm over here, a dairy farm. There's another one tucked in down here as well, another dairy farm. There's a random shed, which is that one there you can see in the aerial photo. And that's pretty much it, I think. Unless there's something here, I'll have to go and, I haven't I'm playing it for the first time. I haven't had a proper look around. So I'm going to have a look up in the air anyhow, and it'll give you a bit of an idea. I like these, and this is set something that was on Ashton Corners, the underpass with the ability for the cows to go both sides of the road. It's pretty cool. See them over this side, and they go a long way down here into the trees. Look at that. How is that for a pasture? Massive. Massive. Still going. So there we go. There is a bit of a point there. Don't know whether you could buy that and make it a production point. No, it's part of what I already own. It's this big plot. So you could obviously buy it and do productions or something like that if you wanted to. Lots of trees. Lots and lots of trees. Up here, so here we go, this is the animal dealer. Underneath me, sell points on that side, and then co-op on this side, seed, fertilizer, all of those kind of tasty things. And then kind of the contrast between the sort of strip fields, the terraced fields on the farm there, and then getting into these big open ones. Coming down here, this is one of the dairy farms. So again, another big pasture. Goes quite a way out there. And just a random shed you could have attached to that. Actually looks like that's got a pasture outside it too. Bale feeder. There, house. Now I like this house up over this way. This house is really cool. Mainly because we've got the shed there at the house. But if you come down and the driveway is really cool. It's like big long driveway to get up to it. And that road will just take you back up to the farm we're at, which is up there. But this is the other sort of main farm on the map, another dairy farm. So you can see it's got the harvest store and quite a few cattle areas. Yeah, what's going on with that one. And then you can sort of come around and yeah, you just see the different farmlands. Back over the other side. Again, not too much to see down there. And you're back at the main farm. So here you go, 5-minute map tour. that was pretty speedy. But we're going to get in and just do a little bit of work with it. So we'll hop down here and have a look. G'day Brady, how you doing? Good to see you. You bought all the wheat fields near the start farm on Alma, harvest them all, and got a grand total of 600,000 litres of wheat. Well, that would have get you busy. I don't know how big those fields are, but I'm sure that would have kept you going for a while. Now, did I did turn off flight mode, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Right, let's hop in here. So, we're using this as a newish combine, isn't it? The case axial pack. Now, I've kind of gone for joules on it, but it's only just as wide as the header. I thought I'd go for something that was trying to be appropriate for the size. So I think, did I buy these fields? Yeah, we're just going to go out and just harvest a bit of maize, hit a bit of corn, and just have a bit of a chat while we're doing it. That's the plan. So, I'm going to start up on this top field on the right. Custom grass too, by the looks of things, because this is a lot longer than the grass in base game. So, press that button. Is it unfold our header? There we go. Unfold it as it lowered. So, are we ready to into some work? Ooh, that's loud. Tuning that one down. Let's see if we can go in first person for this. Yep, frames look okay. Tuning, not so much. Okay. Ooh, too much lock. There we go. Right. Into it. We find that I'm running over some corn. It's funny using a small header. That's for sure. And missing some on the outside too. Now, quick question. Let's jump out the back of here. We do have corn stalks. I was expecting we'd see those. There you go. We do see we've got corn stalks. Let's have a look and see if I can do some steering assist. I can. Okay. Things a bit easier for me. We can do a bit more driving in here. I'm just going to bump my field of view up. Don't know what all those areas are about. Upload resource, selling station, bins. Well, there you go. That is what it is. Turn on our cruise control and just keep going. But I thought it'd be nice to try out some different equipment. We're very, well, being in Wisconsin, I've got the case hat on. I thought I've been to Wisconsin to a case factory. it was appropriate to be using some red equipment. G'day Olaf, how you doing? Good to see you. Chinook, 43 months, mate. Thank you so very much for all that support. Many more years to come. I'm pleased to hear that. Hope you're good, buddy. Hope you're good. I thought I saw you streaming earlier, and then I went to go and check it out, and I couldn't find it. So maybe I was just getting recommended one of your previous streams. G'day, Grumpy Grey Gaming. Good to see you. Welcome along. So we're currently barreling along. We're just about at the end of this field. Let's just have a look on the mini map down there to see how far we have to go. Let's get here in a sec. I've feed us off into a little point. Alright, there we go. Now I felt when I was cruising Mod Hub before, just to download some mods like this and some gravity wagons and things like that, I found a mod which I've talked about many a time, which was split brakes, and I didn't realise that was released back in, I wonder if it was released when I was overseas, back in July, which allows you to brake just the left or the right rear tyre, or rear wheel, which I used to do all the time on the farm because we'd, just turn back and go back down the same road we were on, or the road next to it, rather than breaking into lands or skip roads or anything like that. So very clunky using it because it uses the Alt on your left side of your keyboard and 1 or 3 on your numpad as your default buttons for it. But if you figure out a better way to do it, it could be kind of cool little mod. It was tomorrow, but called into work, so we have to be. So you'd scheduled one, but now you've changed it. Gotcha. That makes sense. I wondered. I'm sure I saw something and then I couldn't find it. So I figured something must have happened. I will have to check it out. I've been doing a little bit of flying. Been practicing my flight sim. Finally bit the bullet and bought it last week. So I've been giving it some thought because I'm really enjoying doing streams at the moment. Not quite so much making videos, hence the lack of them. I've actually thought about changing up my schedule a little bit and maybe doing a Tuesday and a Thursday live stream rather than just the Wednesday one. So instead of Wednesday, doing 2 during the week, on a Tuesday night and a Thursday night. And if I was going to do that, I might do like a Tuesdays might be more variety type streaming, possibly some flight sim or maybe getting into some racing or something like that, and then when Thursday nights would be a farm sim stream as well as Sundays. So I'm going to give that some thought. See about maybe making a bit of a change. What's the purpose to have the cornfields like this and not just one big field? So normally, as I understand it, it's to control erosion, Olaf. So we're up here on the high point. So if it was to rain and you had water running down here, if this is all one big field, it would take soil across it. Like by having this grass, you can control erosion. Basically, any runoff that goes across this part of the field will stop at the grass and contain the soil. So this is probably not the best example of it because this field's not very steep, but you get into some areas where there's much steeper hillsides. It's definitely the intention of it. At least that's how I understand it. It's not something we do in New Zealand, and it's not something done widely across the states, but I understand it's something that's done around here quite a bit. Varieties in singing, dancing and comedy skits. I might get a hot tub though, just go and sit in that for 2 hours and donate for me to do stupid things. Maybe that's the comedy skits. But no, just trying some different things. Good to change it up so you don't be yourself on a farm sim. Yeah, definitely still enjoying the old farm sim, but I enjoy getting in and doing this. I've been actually spending quite a bit of time because I'd started that one tile challenge and had the video on that a wee while ago and kind of haven't had the time to get the second year done, but over the last week I've got a couple of months knocked out. I think we're into March, might be into April now actually. So I'm into seeding. Once I get that done, some fields seeded, then we'll be able to progress through to harvest and get year 2 finished. And year 2's been fun actually. Knocked off a whole lot of milestones, and things have progressed, which is kind of cool. Oh, you're part of the comedy. Come on, mate. Nothing wrong with it. Hey Ryan, how you doing? Just popping in to say hi before you go to bed. You watch the stream tomorrow. You're a legend, mate. Much appreciated. Appreciate you taking the time. Sleep well. How much do you have to donate to not send me in a hot tub? Well, there we go. It might be the challenge. Might be the challenge. Actually, a streamer I watched who did what started out as a 12-hour live stream, and subs, this was on Twitch, but subs would extend how long he streamed for and capped at 24 hours. He ended up getting enough subs to go to 24 hours. Not planning anything crazy like that, that's for sure. But now that the kids' football's all finished on the weekends, and this weekend we have absolutely no kids' football for the first time since end of April, maybe. Nothing else planned this weekend, so looking forward to a bit of a chill weekend. The kids always want to get out and spend a bit. Oops, I wanted to go backwards. Always want to get out and spend a little bit of time out in the shed and kind of get our little boys' game room set up a little bit further. So that might be in order at some stage. Spending some time out doing that. It'll be a GoFundMe. So you don't want me to go sit on the beach or something and do live streams from the beach or the hyper? Disappointed. You know, the good thing about maps like this, getting back to why we're here, the good thing about maps like this is being able to use this kind of equipment. Would you imagine harvesting this with an AF11 and a 24-row corn header? You'd be done in no time. You'd be through it in no time. But this is is it a 6-row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-row joules, which only just fit between the end of the header. But it's about the right size. Just starting out with the kids' soccer. Oh, there you go. Harvey North Northbridge Beach. Oh, you wouldn't see much at Foxton either. G'day Mark, how you doing? Good to see you. Oh, that's extra, Chinook. It's extra. Hey farming, how you doing? Still dry sandpaper here, so you've been putting hours into saxing him. Loving the map. It's a great map. Certainly, I was thinking, and actually I'd be interested in people's thoughts on this. What would you pick? And I'm only talking new IP. So when I say new IP, first time you've seen a map for FS25, for example, what would your top 3? We'll just go 3 for now. What would your top 3 maps that have been released so far for FS25 be? And they have to be new, so looking Saxlinghams, the Terrarias, Ray County, Judith Plains. I've basically just rattled off 3 or 4 of mine. Schweiging Bahnhof, which I think is a new one, and one we've had on the server. What would 3 maps that are new to Farm Sim? Because there must be some out there that are new that I haven't played. New Frontier by Ola is another one I was thinking of. Intrigued to see what others think. Still playing on Freak Darks. Is that, and yeah, again, so I don't even know what maps are new this game version. Right, there's not much point ploughing down the field anymore, we may as well Park up here on the edge for a second. It's the 4 times, isn't it? Yeah. Right. Turn off our header if I can. Off that. Get that pipe put out. Swung around. I saw the shadow for that. It's a bit hard to see. I don't have realistic cab view to have a look. So, I'm just going to jump over into this. Unfortunately, not perfectly American with the warning signs on the back, but got the most appropriate sized case that I could get. Again, something else I wanted to. I haven't used the gravity wagons for 25 at all. Look, excuse to pull those out too. Saxing limbs are true. Oh, it certainly is. Absolutely. Schweizing and Judith the past few months mostly. Big maps, Joran. Big maps. So we've got Schweizing. Bahnhof will be a realistic multi-farm server very soon. So if anyone's looking for that. G'day Blair, how you doing? Yeah, 163 Brazil is a cracker. Could do with a better name though. Makes when I saw that pop up in Mod Hub, it made me think of something Star Wars-ish or something like that. You'd be picking from the maps I already listed, yeah. You're gonna say Calmston because you hadn't played on that before the early versions. Fair enough. Fair enough. Right, we'll just leave that parked there. We're going to carry on. Right, grin. Nothing's up. Get it down. It's much easier when you commentate what you're doing. Turtle properly, guidance on, cruise control on. Boom. Job done. Judith would be better if you could sell the buildings. Yeah, I think DJ's learned probably from that one. So it's certainly something I've learnt with my mappers, making sure I can have buildings sellable. It's like in farm setups. Interestingly, actually, with Winchester, I was checking out some Google Earth during the week, and Street View's updated in the last month. So there's a whole lot of new Street View images, which is kind of cool. The pub on the main street, which I've got mostly modelled, has completely changed colour, and it's now just like a hotel. It's accommodation, not so much a pub anymore. So I think I'm going to still have it as a pub. Creative license. Montana 4X too. Yeah, that's good. I think Carol Iowa from DR Modding is going to be in that list when he releases that. It's going through his testing processes at the moment. I've seen some photos of it. It looks great. How's Street View here been done too, Ollie? I haven't actually looked. I did see the Google car driving around a month or two ago. I have to check the spots I saw it and see if I am famous. Look, where did I see it? I have to have a look now. Oh, Judith, Montana. Yeah, right. Gotcha. Just calling it Judith. Likelihood of it having... Well, I mean, it could have been recording, I suppose, when we went past. Just a look. Off at my office. There you go, car's backed in the office. Likely in the day I saw it around here then. But not there. Nice little strip. And like I said, perfect size combine for these fields. Google Earth. I'll check that out later as a reminder. Latest images of June 25. There we go. G'day Grant, how you doing? Good to see you, good evening. What's the point of a map if you want to sell the points just to get a blank map? I like the idea of people being able to be creative. I mean, for me, I'll play a map the way the map maker had intended. But, yeah, layouts might not suit everyone. So it's more about providing flexibility for players if they want to play it a certain way. Like, I'm all for play a map the way it was intended, and that's, like I said before, was where anywhere object storage actually came from, was being able to create a way to be able to use pre-placed sheds on farms, which you couldn't really do previously. Turn that off again, we'll put our auger out, we will go and empty it out. Just here, can only just make out the tip of it. She said. Got it in the right spot though. And go down in the back. Done, 83% full. Right, let's go into the next one. Did you watch Flight 10 today? Redemption, absolutely Redemption. Yes, I was glued to the monitor right up until about a minute before splashdown in the Indian Ocean, and I had a client walk through the door. I was like, get out, hurry up and get out. Not quite, just paused it and watched it after he left. But Mrs. Prof and I we always chat on Discord just via message when anything like that's happening, and she was messaging me and these messages were popping up and I was like, I don't know what's happened yet. Yeah, very, very successful, and like you say, a bit of redemption for them. Bit of redemption. It's time to launch or deploy a payload into, well, not an orbit, but whatever they called it, I can't remember they said it. And even more impressive was, you know, how the flaps, you know, they've obviously put a burn through on the aft flaps, but they still held up a whole lot better than they have previously, so it was very impressive. G'day, John. How you doing, mate? I'll have a little holy water for you. One and a half flaps in a dream. It's not, if there's that much damage happening to the flaps, it's not very rapidly reusable, is it? But when you can see how quickly they've developed and made changes between iterations and been able to troubleshoot issues, and when you think that thing is 50 meters tall and over big in diameter, it's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. And then they've managed to land at what, 100 meters or less away from their pre-positioned buoy camera. That's pretty cool. Very cool. Not yeah, all of that on the edge. It's interesting. A visual glitch here, is it? I'm actually running it over. And turn back on. Oh, maybe I've got off. See, it must be two very close there, I'm guessing. As you can see, look at how long that grass is. It's almost as tall, in fact it is as tall as the steering wheel here on the combine. Kind of nice. Good to have that height. Evening Shane, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome along. See you soon, Ken. Rocket Labs are one of the bigger Australasian users of the product you sell. Is that right? How interesting. You'll have to get along to one of their launches. they shared some cool videos this week of their Archimedes engine test fires they've been doing. I'm looking forward to seeing Neutron take off. It's going to be very cool. Very cool. Well, welcome along if you're only just tuning in. Nice to have your company this evening. We are checking out New Glarus Wisconsin by MRG Mapping, a new map he released a couple of days ago now. It is in beta version. It is still, I guess it's a public beta, so there will be issues. Impressed if there wasn't. But so far everything I've done seems to have worked. Not that we've done a huge amount, but we're going to carry on. I might pause. So we've harvested this little one. We've got that. We've actually got a couple of tractors and we've got a track mower, windrower, baler all set up down here. I thought we'd come down and maybe do some of the grass. I've got a header floating around we could do some soybeans with. Might just see how we go. Might go and mow some grass and make some bales. I thought we'd just dive in and take a look at it. This is actually a map he's talked about for a very long time. Probably SpaceX use it too. The company proudly shows our stuff in Neil Armstrong's oxygen pack when he did his moonwalk. Oh, there you go. Look at that. Howdy, you two, how you doing? There's my friend, hope you're all doing well. What's that? Balance the road I wanted to go. Right, 50% full. We're actually only going to get around once more and we'll have to empty out. So I do have an auger set up in that bin. So I was going to test out to see if we can get some crop up into there. See how it all works. Didn't know whether I could actually run, because this head is not part of the combine pack. This head is actually, it was part of this 4400 pack. So I went for the smaller one. I went for the 6 row. Possibly could have gone for the 8 row. I was just trying to be appropriate to the size of the combine, because the axial flow pack, we went for the biggest we could do in this, the 2188. Still only a 280 horsepower combine, and I was looking at this only had a 6 row. Just so, oh no, they do have an 8 row option. Yeah, I could have. Anyhow. I didn't actually realise that it was a 06 or 08. We'll make do with what we've got. It'll work. Might squash it. Might squash it. It's just clipping a little bit of corn on those wheels, but I'm not too worried about that. Goodness, what unreleased map am I looking forward to most? I heard some guy in New Zealand's making a Kiwi map, which should be quite good. If he ever finishes it, doesn't just keep talking about it. Will show no go. But all honesty, Wickham Park by Oxygen David. If you saw the images he released the other day of the dock area, absolutely stunning. Like, I don't know how he does it. I'd love to be a fly on the wall and learn his mapping processes. What does he go through to create a map? What does he do? Excluding personal interest. Yeah, definitely Wickham Park. And these are only the ones I know. Carroll, Iowa. DR Modding's map. Looking forward to that. What's the other one I was thinking about? Obviously, whatever Farms and Briscoe does. Hopefully, we're going to see something from Lancey Boy. I know he's still talking about his farming in America map. I think it is. Can't remember what it's called now. you see something from him. I know he's building a lot of assets and releasing mods and buildings that are to be used in the map, so yeah, hopefully we see something that comes through. But yeah, I don't know. There's probably others I've thought of that I've heard of that just aren't ringing a bell at the moment. We're getting a 16x West Australia map. None that I know of farming. Although I was talking to Aussie Modern Co-op the other day about his Aussie 16x map, which is more of a. It's a little bit like the Aussie map that we played on, the Aussie Nomads. It's a little bit like that, but it's also going to have a few more predefined farms and that on it, so yeah, it won't be the be all and end all, but it will definitely be an interesting map. Not a 16x Western Australia map. That I know of. Who knows? Who knows? I'd like to see a new one. I'd like to see that put to bed and someone to come up with a new big Western Aussie map. Excuse me. Right, just about full again. That truck looked quite funny with that end tip trailer on it. It's got such a short stubby trailer. Now the truck there in front is Peterbilt by Northwest Mods and Edits. So Jonathan Dubois sent me that over a week and a half ago, I think now. Customised it with my logo on the side, which he has done for a number of different bits and pieces over the years, which is very generous of him, very much appreciated. And so I thought we'd give that a try. I'm actually going to replace, because it's the same Peterbilt as I have, same model Peterbilt that I'm using on Ray County, so I'm actually going to replace it and bring that one in. Just to use that model rather than the one we've got, but yeah, nice looking truck, lots of customization on it too. Lights and bumpers and visors and horns and stacks and all sorts. Wheels, mud guards, mud flaps, whatever you want to call it. You need something to work cosplay the limits and push your frames per second to single figures. That'll do it. Actually, that's a good point, Blair. I better not dismiss Kinley, because I reckon that's going to be a great map. Now, I didn't realise, and no one's really commented on it, you know the viaduct at the end of the trailer. Now, I wonder if I can play this. Let's just see if it's going to play for me.
Rated E for everyone.
Just want to see if I can spin it up to get it to the end, but I can't. Let it play. I don't think I can pause it. But we'll let it play in the background. But is the viaduct and the steam train, is that not a Harry Potter reference? I'm not a Harry Potter fan, but I was watching the news the other night and there was an article about a viaduct, an old stone bridge in Scotland, which was used for Harry Potter as one of the locations when they had the train going over it and they were in the car and the car flew. And it looked a lot like the viaduct that's in here, which they show. It's one of the last images. Let's play a little bit. Got no way to pause it, I don't think. Can't really know what I'm talking about. Waiting now. Always feels longer when you're waiting for it. Yeah, Kinley's going to be cool. I'm really looking forward to trying out the fishing. The fish farming looks kind of cool. Is this too far away? that bridge there? Is it not the Harry Potter bridge? Tell me it's not the Harry Potter bridge. I need to find it now. Let's jump up in here and keep on going. That on, go back in, engage that. Yep. Here we go. Let's have a look. Glenfinnan Viaduct. Like, have a look at this. Look at that. It's the Harry Potter bridge. 100% it is. Where's that famous Scotsman? He's English. What are you talking about? You wouldn't know. Evening, Paul. How you doing? Man looks up random stuff on Google. 100%. He doesn't. That's what Google's for, isn't it? Random stuff. How you doing, Paul? How's things? Hope you're keeping well. I know, we're just wondering. It's got nothing to do with me being a detective. It literally was on the news the other night. Is that right, Shane? To be fair, I don't really use any of this stuff. Don't know how, I've heard some stories. Let's leave it at that. Enough of the story to make me decide not to use any of his mods. Sometimes your irony doesn't translate in chat. It's a bit hard when you don't have a voice, isn't it? Down. Do we have a nice line to follow? Here we go. Hello Maria, how you doing? Famous Scotsman will nowhere near Harris Pubs. It's probably there already. It's what? 10:45 on a Wednesday morning. G'day Wolfie. Good evening, good to see you. Just talking Harry Potter. Can you tell me what ears for YouTube? I did just, that's the first I have not dropped frames in forever. A little bit of a blip there on the internet. I don't know what's happened either. When I set my stream up, it was on a very, just the normal latency, which means there's a big lag between chat and the stream, which sucks. 20 seconds. Normally I have it down at about 4 or 5 seconds. I'm doing well, thank you. Doing well. I'm doing a little bit something on a different map. Sitting in here, eh? Bare bones, these old combines, weren't they? Not too many controls there on the armrest, not too much on the monitor. Just get in and shell the corn and put it in the back of the combine. This must be doing something right. They made a map just for him. What area is this map of? So it's actually, there's New Glarus in Wisconsin. Is where it is, Maria? By MRG. He's saying earlier he's done a lot of maps in Wisconsin. It's where he grew up, I think. Certainly I think New Glarus is, having watched some of his previous live streams, I think New Glarus is where his family farmed or something. Pretty sure. Now, let's just have a look. I just want to turn that on. What way are we gonna... Way does this want to try and harvest this? It wants to go a silly way. Let's just make a little bit of change. Pump that up to 5. Yeah, see, 5 will get rid of just that little bit there. In fact, it's only 4 plus that one pass, so that's better. Much better on this field. Nice if would modding release the fertilizer carts again for 25. Which ones were they, Shane? Why are we not on the right road? Exclamation mark map Maria will give you a link to it. It's on MRG's itch page. Quite following the right road. And maybe had an axial flow, it would shatter the straw better than any chopper could. It's not a good. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Thank you, Chinook. 20 seconds later. So it is a beta release. But still, effectively, you'd be testing it in public. You'd be doing his job for him. So if there's anything to learn, anything to find out while you're playing on it, it'd be great to drop a comment on the yes, is that the best place? Probably drop a comment on the itch and share that with MRG. So I think, no, we've got an autosave. I think the only custom crop on here is alfalfa, if I'm not mistaken. Crop types. Oh, I got some triticale as well. Interesting, in the alfalfa there as well. But otherwise it's just everything else, anything goes. Sugarcane and cotton seem to be there. But as you'll see, it's all grass, not even any alfalfa. It's all grass, soybeans and corn when you start off. Hydrous and liquid fert carts. Oh, you told me that little tow behind liquid one they did. It wasn't little, but yeah, I know which one you're talking about now. Oh, yeah, okay. Ford. Sorry, I read Ford modding and jumped to custom modding. But yeah, Ford Ag. Yeah, they did put a post up a wee while ago saying what would you want to see if they were going to do something. But I ended up being very busy with real life things, so. Would be nice to see though. Because that would be my next question, is trying to figure out what new first time in the game mods have come out this year. And what have we seen that's been released? We didn't see in 19, we didn't see in 22. Which is a little bit of a harder one to answer because there's been a lot of conversions done so far. Right, so we should We'll get this field finished, get it all in the combine. Let's see if we can get these silos to work or not. Well, thank you for coming through and saying hello, Marie. And I'll start testing out the Ethereum map. Nice. It's a cool map. Very, very nice map. Good one to do, I think it's a good one to do. We haven't done grapes. Grapes on would be a good one to do grapes on. It's funny, a big combine and a big header would have done this in 2 passes, but I feel like you've earned your whiskey when you're driving around it with this size combine. This feels right. Some deer out there. Get out of my crops, deer. Interesting. Is it still going to be there? Is it despawned? It's going to run into the... Oh, there it goes. It's still there, chasing it out of the corn. You have a great day as well, Maria. See you again soon. Yeah, Dave's potato pack would be great to see. It's actually one I've thought about having a chat to him, seeing if I can get in touch with him and seeing if he'd let me convert it over. I don't know if I want to go down that route of things. Okie dokie. Yeah, I'll test it out at some stage, too. I'll be here, there, and everywhere. Won't be free during the day. Or something at some stage. Right, there we go, dump that in there. It's like, see, oh, it's not quite going to all fit in, is it? Imagine the size of equipment's true to life, based on the size of it. 100%. Yeah, certainly would be. $798, $99, $100. Alright. Let's power that down. I'll jump out. I'll mosey on over into this. See if we can go get some corn into the silo or not. Even just jumping into this tractor, how much more high tech it is than that combine. How many more buttons there are, screens, info. Now what I might... Can I get in around this way? Okay. There's a loop in here, so I can attack it from a better angle. Right. So I've not used this auger before. It's going to be a little bit of an experiment. I'm close enough. wonder if there's anything I need to do with the bin. Let's just bring this up. Sometimes you've got to open. What's that fan? There's a trigger to open it. Here we go. Just have a look now. Ah, here you go. Oops. We'll ignore that. But the lid's open. Now this sucker up. I don't think I'm going to be close enough. Could be a little bit of a problem. Another go at that. Just whether I could maneuver. Just taking it further away now, aren't I? Let's jump out of here. Knew that was coming. Alright, let's go and reset ourselves. I pulled forward, and the second I did it, I looked up and I saw I wasn't on that lead trailer. That's why we weren't getting a trigger. Here we go. Oh, we will. Saw the line pop up on the way past. A little calf shed down here. Okay, animals in that. Back and pack and rack them in there. Alright, let's see, we should trigger further just to make it. Right, there we go. That there. Going up there, that's going up there. I go backwards. Going up there. Beautiful. That all works, doesn't it? And here we go, we've got corn. Nailed it. It's easy. That's a good silo. A good auger actually. Perfect for this. A lot of the default ones, like the, what is there in here? Belt systems. The conveyor's just massive. This one's much shorter. Doesn't have the proper bottom on it. The Meridian one I don't. Oh, it might have been long enough to reach up. Not sure. Didn't try. And then we should be able to just flick the flick it around and unload back the other way from the bin into the truck. We'll actually we'll give that a try to know if it all works. We might as well run a load down to the appropriate sell point. See if we can sell it as well. No worries, Chinook. Take care, mate. We'll catch you sometime soon. You know, Chinook and I are going to try and do a live stream multiplayer flying VFR around somewhere around New Zealand at some stage, so interesting. They solid noodles in front of you. They are. They're big egg bags. They're set up as a production though, so go in here. You can see you can put materials in. So you put 100 alfalfa or chaff alfalfa grass. Got 1.5 million litres of capacity for those, and you can store 1.5 million litres of silage in there. That's 1-to-1. So regardless of what you put in, we're actually going to test that. I'm going to make some grass bales. Gonna make some grass bales and we should be able to hopefully drop those off. We'll wait and see. Right, did everything come out of there? So pack this out of the way. So I'm going to empty this into the truck. What am I doing? Start that up. You know what I love about this truck? I'll show you that if you haven't seen these end dump trailers, is the animation on the tarp is fantastic. So well done. Yeah, the silos are a bit bung. I noticed that too, Ryan. How are you, buddy? Jump up into here. Let's see. That animation. Pretty cool tarp animation. Alright, that's out of the way. Let's go and spin this auger around and see if we can get some corn back out of here. Yes. Completely see-through. So the 3D model one obviously only has the two faces on it. The outside faces, not the inside faces. Right. Okay, truck. Let's grab that. Turn the combine off. Jump in the truck. Pretty impressive interior. Yeah, the handle rotates on the side of the trailer. Yeah, it's very nice, eh? Very cool detail. And these trailers I've got to, this is the smallest one. I think is 5% full, so it must be a 50,000 litre capacity. Sounds actually bigger than I thought it was. I thought it was only a 25 and a, oh, yeah, no, I thought it was only a 25,000 litre. Delio. Let's have a look. If we go and park that there, can we press R? We can. Here we go. Corn in, corn out. Perfect. How you doing, No? Good to see you. Interesting hopper on the wheel, yeah. Yeah, you can look past some things, right? Yeah, these trailers are. So this is, we've got that one there, which is 51, and they have an unrealistic up to 1 million, but even this one's 87,000 on its own. 1 million. And excuse me, my nose is incredibly itchy tonight. Takes just about everything. It's cool. That's what we're rocking. 1,000 litre trailer. We'll take all this corn, no worries. Keen to catch the stream on Sunday, but it was up in the hills. Ah. No worries. What were you doing up in the hills? Bit slow. Get there though. I think, is there only the one sell point? Look. Feeding grain south. And if we're going to have a look at corn here, just the one sell point. Go for a drive and check that out in just a minute. They are good trailers. Nice to have something different too. I did put these with the grain door on the back because I didn't know whether we'd be tipping from, well, originally I actually had a auger wagon, not the gravity wagon, so we'd have to maybe tip this into the grain, into the auger, but put the dogs up to the snow by half. Oh, nice. Lovely. Just about done. Here we go. Right. A bit optimistic turning around there. We'll go and be a bit safe. Those staked trees are quite cool. I don't know if I've seen staked trees anywhere on a map before. Have I completely overlooked that? Cool detail. Right, remember which part of the world I'm in? I am in the US, so I need to drive on the right hand side of the road. We'll go for a little ticky tour down to get this unloaded. So, we've got the Chevy pickup that's just been released on Mud Hut. Agritono as well, I think it was. Are my indicators working? Yeah. No visual reference in here to indicators wrong. Okay. I watched the cars that go across the bridge. This needs a little bit of a repair. Good. Catch you later, Ollie. Good to see you, mate. Thanks for hanging out. See you next time. Interesting announcement to see here. American Truck Simulator's on its way to console. That's a massive bit of news. Very surprised to hear that. Also heard, I read today actually that IndyCar have licensed iRacing to make a standalone IndyCar racing game too, which I thought was quite fascinating. Did not see that coming. Thank you, Bo. Didn't even think about that. We'll go on the next entrance. Right where the sell point actually is. Assuming it's next to the grain silos. Head on our way in. Ah, probably through there. Let's see. Oh, no trigger for that. So we haven't gone in far enough yet. There we go. Haha. Now this is the problem using a trailer like this in the States. I can go back and what do you reckon? We can be able to tip this? Let's find out. Was a mod that limited tipping, so you could stop trailer tipping too high. Actually, that's alright though. It's fast tip. There we go. Done. hoping to get back into GTA Online on your Xbox account this week, but I underestimated how much money I have to behind. I also have Xbox Series controller connected to your Xbox One. Hello Nina, how you doing? Good to see you, welcome along. Hello from Alsac in France. I'm currently farming on Tahitian County 4 times. Row crop ready, FS22 silage corn with Heston Field Queen Gel wagon with a Case IH Farmer 110. A on the wagon, New Holland. Nice one. TL70 on the New Holland and the blower. Great sounding setup there. No? That's very good. Love that we've got someone tuning in from France farming the proper way in the States. It's no different to having a Kiwi. Someone from France tuning into a Kiwi who's also farming in the States, telling him how he's farming in the States. It's such a weird thing when you think about it. Great games too, both ATS and ETS. Interested to see how they run on a controller. They can be quite complex. Yeah, it will be interesting. It's always been issues with console games, right? Your keyboard limited. I think FarmSim does it pretty well, considering all the things you do on a keyboard, but it's never going to be perfect. iRacing going to do a more arcadey style game too. Are they really? Interesting. I'm hoping that we're going to see Project Motor Racing is going to have Rapuna on it, because that was a map that was in Project Cars. Hoping we might see a little bit of a crossover there. Some of the info they already had. Alright. We are going to... where are we going to park this? Pull in here in front of the shed. Here's as good a place to eat. Alright, we are going to head down the road. We're going to go and check out another part of the map. Too far away. We're going to mow a little bit of grass. So I've got a mower, windrower and a baler set up down here that we're going to jump in and just have a little bit of a play around with. See how we're going. So over the hedge, this is something you don't really see in the US very often, is it? Hedgerows. Yeah, we're going to go down this way. Hey DJ, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, mate. 35 months. Thank you so very much. Hope you're doing well. I saw your the Corvette, wasn't it? Corvette? Your little build. Quite cool. I hadn't seen those before with the sort of Hot Wheels mashup type thing. Fascinating. Alright. So let's have a look. So it's turned on. Lower down. Yeah, okay. Should. Actually any grass dropping? Oh yeah. Very hard to see. There is. Okay. I could actually adjust this. Now, what are we going with? This is... I can't remember, is this the Puma 140? A Farmall. This is one of the Connect modding characters. It's just been released on Mod Hub. We were testing out last week. Floyd's birthday upgrade is FS22, the Platinum Edition. Oh, when was his birthday, Bo? When is his birthday? Was that today, or...? Yeah, I don't actually know where to mow, that's the thing. Where do I go? I'll just make it up. I'm not too precious about it. I'm just wanting to play around with things. You love old school US equipment. For their anecdotes, I've learned to drive with a John Deere 730, my favourite tractor in this winter. I restored completely this tractor. Tucson John Deere sound is the best from you. Ah, cool. Very nice, very nice. Love to hear stories like that. You want to say for a Series X so I can play both truck simulators on Xbox. Nice. Well, there you go, there's a goal. Something for you to aspire to, aim for. LMP style car, that's the one. Not a lot of give, so the final build was slightly bowed in the bottom. Ah. Yeah, actually I'll show you this. Let's just see if this is going to work. Bear with me for this, because I've done this a few times. Right, let's have a look. We're gonna go on a little adventure. It's gonna work. Oh, it flashed up. Come back. Alright, we're going on an adventure. Oh. Right, this is my telehandler I've been building, but check this out. I'm doing this one-handed. Which button is it? And hang on. It's got lights. And at the back, somewhere down there. The only thing that doesn't work very well is the boom. So yeah, the boom does not work very well, which kind of sucks. I'm sorry about how jumpy that was, but it's my makeshift portable cell phone camera. Have I heard a carpet? Yeah, we got carpet down the hallway. Who needs it in the living room? Explains though why it's so noisy in here. Anyhow, get back to what I was doing. Driving this. Yeah, so it's fully remote control. Yeah, but the engineering on it's got like a transfer gear to try and raise and lower the boom. If it was pneumatic, it'd work really well, I think, but unfortunately it's not. That doesn't work very well. And the raising and extending, I've been thinking about whether I could spray some silicone on the bit that slides in and out to try and make it work better. That's pretty cool though. Drives like you trying to stack bales. If you drive stacking bales with a controller holding a camera in one hand and a joystick and everything on your knee, then that's exactly how it drives. I'm completely lost as to how to mow this field. This is nuts. Kind of picked the wrong one to do, didn't I? You can see that deer, it just took off in front of me. It's this long grass. Anyhow, it's quite a cool. I love the map for this layout, these fields. It's so cool. It can drive. Not sure if I can drive it. Yeah, that's probably a good way to look at it, Bo. So I've got the next thing I need to build is the Class Dominator Combine, which also will drive, and you can turn on the header, you can put out the auger, raise and lower the header. That one's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to getting that done. So the plan is to get back to doing that on some live streams. I haven't yet actually hyper, but they've been much quieter tonight. I wonder if it's just getting because I've been using them more. Yeah, a little bit of, yeah, I'll try something. I'm certainly keen to try and get it to work. I know that the way it works for raising and lowering the boom is it's got, instead of having a pneumatic cylinder, it's got a cylinder that must have a gear inside it, so it extends. And I wonder if I can free that up somehow. I think that's quite bound. Like it wouldn't work at all when I first started building it, but then I managed to pull it apart and kind of work it loose. Might just have to try and play around with that and see if I can loosen it up a little bit more. Right. This is not the easiest way to mow this field. Just freestyling it. Oh, that's a big core. That is a massive pour of concrete you've got to do tomorrow, Shane. What did you say? 400 cubes. Silicon oil for sure, yeah. I'll put it on my list and suss it out for the weekend. I'm gonna make it work better. Should actually have a look online and see if anyone else has had similar issues and come up with solutions. Oops. Oh, I'm getting soybeans. Sorry, soybeans. I need to mow. It's interesting, I didn't mow the corn, but it'll mow the soybeans. That's what she said, Hyper. It's been announced for PS5. They're both on PS5. I can't get Xbox Series X in time. Oh, fair enough, if you've got the PS5, but is it just the timing thing you were worried about? Seven by 7.4 cubic meter AGI, so they're silo bins, are they? Basically like foundations. Interesting. No, you asked before what time it is. It is 23 past 10 in the evening for me right now on Wednesday night. I know this mower, you can change the offset. You can even run it directly behind you, which might have been a better idea. Where's the fun in that? A bit more of an adventure doing it this way. See that cruise control, so I don't have to keep my foot on the pedals. Oh, my internet dropped again. Hello, I'm back. Here's, we lost some frames there for a brief period. I've had internet issues for quite some time. Not sure what's going on there. Oh, suspended flooring deck. Ah, for a nursing home. Okay. Sorry, that makes more sense. I saw the AGIs. Anyhow, I'll let you go, mate. You don't have to tell me what you're doing. I'm sure you know what you're doing. Today, concrete, well, I didn't, but had a first concrete pour on a project that we've been working on yesterday. It all sounds like it went well. I haven't been to see. It's a new hostel for a boarding school. Alright. Hey Blogstar, how you doing? Good to see you. Darren, welcome along as well. Have you both here? As it is nice to have everyone else here. Right. I think I've managed to get this mown in a way that makes a bit of sense. When I went straight across this part, but it threw me. Ooh. Yeah, so interestingly, so there we go. There's a test. Can't mow corn, but you can mow soybeans. What that's about. If you're strict enough with saving once and bills are up to date with which console you choose. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough too. Might have been an indeed. Could have been. Could have been. I've noticed actually my internet's not been quite so friendly the last couple of days. Here's the warm weather. It was 20 degrees here in Palmerston North today. August. It's still meant to be winter. It's summer temperatures. Certainly is Blogstar, !map. We'll give you a link. It's on MRG's page. It is a public beta, so I'm sure there will be issues, and I'm hopeful that they will be fixed. But just bear that in mind when you do pick it up. Shark bit the cable or something. B. Oh yeah, direct hit on the forage harvester versus can't cut grass. Yeah, that might be it. True. Yeah, you can put like a mowing head on a forage harvester and make forage that way, can't you? That's probably exactly why you can mow the soybeans, but not the corn. Good thinking, Ryan. Cheers, Bo. Good to see you, buddy. Did you say when's Lloyd's birthday? I know you said it was this week. Was it today or was it another day? Just wanted to send him a message, that's all. Oi, big got ourselves spun around. Hey, Darren, 10 gifted memberships for the community. Thank you very much, mate. That's awesome. Lone Panther, Chris, Scooter, Dan, Farmer G, Carl Hobbs, Tactical Gaming Bed, Farmerson, Bob, Strody, JMB and Panda Lofts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And once again, no Bo. It's because he said he was leaving. Because he said he was leaving. Thank you, Darren. It's very, very generous of you. I do appreciate that. It was today. Bummer. Oh well. Please wish him a happy birthday from me. I'll do a little, in fact, I'll do it now and you can show it to him later and say I did remember on his birthday. So, at an hour and whatever we are into the stream, hour 30, you can take him back to this. Floyd, happy birthday, buddy. I hope you have had a fantastic day. I hear you are a teenager, which is just crazy to think of. So anyhow, mate, hope you've had a fantastic birthday. Hope you're looking forward to school holidays in a few weeks' time. And hopefully we can find a reason to catch up sometime soon, mate. So take care, Be good for Mum and Dad. We'll catch you soon. There you go. Play him a little message from me. Right, so we only got this little bit down here to do, and that wedge there. Actually shows this might not be the best mower to use on a map like this. Or you just need to plan out how you're gonna mow these kind of chunks of land. Winks. Thanks, buddy. Have a good one. Right. If we're getting many bales made after all this. I was looking forward to trying out this little baler. It's a Rooster Mods modded version of the small Massey baler, which has a trailer hitch on it, and then his bale trailer, which is actually auto load, so when the bales come out the back they should get stacked on the trailer. And then I was going to go and try and dump those into one of the silos to see if we can make some silage out of them. If we can. Mowing around in here. Working on a field like this, Ryan. Come on, you've got fields full of trees. Well, this is no different to working around trees, is it? Harvest first, mow after might be the go. That could be a good option, Blair. Would be a very smart way to do it, right? It's for soil erosion. So the whole idea is you go across the slope of a hill. So if it rained and any water came down that hill, it's not going to wash all the ground away because it has the grass in between to kind of hold it in position. So that's the main reason they do it that way. Right, so at the old farm. Okay. The old farm will set up there. So this is the baler I was talking about, and the trailer hitch down there, and then the trailer. But I thought we'd give Kubota a little bit of love tonight because I have not used a Kubota tractor, I think, at all in Farming Simulator 20, definitely not 25. I don't think I could tell you when if I used one in 22 either. Alright, so once again, not precious about getting all the grass, precious about being perfect with this. Just wanting to experiment, play. We end up. There is method behind the madness. Yep, there's logic to it. Rationale. Either way you want to think about it. How to spray the grass and broadleaf with the opposite crops around it like that. Honestly, wouldn't even spray grass in New Zealand. Weeds. Let it go. Let it go. There we go. So it has actually made, like, I wonder if it's to do with the fact that we've got soybean straw. You actually mow it and make a straw bale out of it. Now we might just go around this once. Might not worry about trying to do the whole lot. So we can at least get some baling started. Am I doing behind reasonably well? Definitely a bit easier for third person for doing this kind of thing. You don't have guidance steering assist. Let's go pick that straw up. I just feel like mowing some soybeans just to find out what happens to them. Isn't it funny? Soybeans used to be the crop to grow in FS22. They were the money maker. Soybeans and silage. Like times have shifted just a touch. A farm over the weekend near Hardin in New South Wales that had massive crops, and there was 3 715s in the shed there. But oof. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. 715s. We have a 785 soon, will they? Thing is, all of those places they just lease them, eh? Like, no one running that bigger equipment actually owns it all. Becomes an operating expense to lease it, doesn't it, rather than a capital expense to buy them? Get once round, and we'll go and grab our baler. Start on doing some baling, see how far we get through that. We still have a bit of time, we can wander a little bit more. Have a little bit more. Corporate farms. Corporate farms are probably the same too though, aren't they? Take too much to finish this off. It's these bigger patches in spaces like this, which are bigger. So interestingly enough, because these aren't technically fields, I don't know if you could fertilise the grass, could you? Sure. There we go, there goes my internet again. Blair, I wonder if you have to tell me whether your Plex does a little glitch again. Right. leave that there. Let's get this cranked up. Seen 715's chips around 925 already, plenty of powder come from them. What am I trying to do? Right, let's fold this. I'll fold the chute off the back. Power it up. We'll lower it down. Select it all like that. Change bale size, could I? Wrong button. What would a 715 cost? Be at least $1 million. I would have thought. Maybe we can't change bale size. Let's have a bigger bale size. It does 120s. Okay, that's fine. Now, do I actually, just while I think about it, look at the trailer. Yeah, it's on operating position. Let's see, hopefully it's gonna start stacking those bales. See in a second. Done. There we go. 2 days. (2022) contract 600 horsepower Steiger will see you back 1 million to give you an idea of potential cost of a 2025 715. There you go. Probably north of 1.5 million. Garrett, how you doing, mate? You get that all the time. It's just life, my friend. Just life. Good to see you though. Thanks for stopping in, saying hello. Hope you've had a great day. Straight, so let's have a look around. Okay. Beauty. Doing what I want them to do. Let's pretend that Chinook's out there on the back, stacking them by hand. That's how I think of it anyhow. So I'm going to take these up and see if we can drop them into either the harvest store as grass bales to then start making silage, or over into the ag bag as well. So we can do the same thing there. Certainly not cheap. That's what people always say about combines, right? The most expensive things you own on a farm, and you only use them for a month a year. Think of anything else that you only use once, 8% of the time. That's the most expensive thing you own. I wonder if we're going to struggle for power pulling this loaded trailer along with the baler as well. Where they stack. Nice. How big are these each? Do some quick maths. What are they ending up at? 500 litres? 500 litres. So when we get to 60, that's going to be 30,000 litres, isn't it? X9 and 1000 running at $1,000 an hour plus fuel on contract, yeah. And then you add in everything else that's being used in that same contract. You get grain cart and tractor running a grain cart and your truck's hauling. And suddenly you're spending $2,000 an hour to get your crop off the field. And you do 14 hours in a day. It's a cool way to blow $28,000. Plus these 2 combines running, so you're up to $56,000 a day. Actually saw an interesting map today that was out of Australia. Something, it was an agricultural related one, which showed moisture levels and anticipated wheat yields. Quite interesting. The only place that had decent moisture was New South Wales. You worked on back in the day, used to contract to harvest crops like sugarcane and peanuts because the farm was not big enough to warrant it. Yeah. Yep. We used to do that with pumpkins. Get farmers would only one contractor, maybe 2 contractors would own harvesters, and they'd just go around and go from A to B to C. I guess it's like silage here in New Zealand. Do the same as that. Silage, baling, lots of stuff. Back in the day, you would have owned it because it was simpler machinery, it wasn't high tech. But nowadays everything's just so high tech, it just becomes more expensive. I'll throw the diesel in there as well. Yeah, true. Man, this trailer can take some bales, can't it? Up to 100 bales, 50,000 litres. Because New South Wales under water a few months ago, yeah. Yeah. All your crops are gone, but you've got great water. You've got a great water account. You're definitely in credit. Oh, starting to get tired. Yeah. Yep, you're probably 100% right, Blair. 100% right. Meanwhile, it's a good time to be a dairy farmer in New Zealand. Kinda have to, don't they, Ryan? $42 Aussie an hour for driving. Oh, that's for the trucks. How does that translate to what you're doing just driving a truck normally? Honestly, New Zealand rates suck. Bundy's where you worked on a farm 20 years ago. A nice one. Hey, Kiwi Sim Farmer, how you doing? Nice to see you. $45 is pretty standard for a harvest grower. French-owned Fonterra. French are owning the Fonterra brands. Yeah. Fonterra is certainly staying New Zealand owned. Right, what am I doing? I'm going to turn that off. It's forward, and I might actually, easier, get a slightly powerful, faster tractor. This is where I should be using the, my fingers aren't long enough. I did set, the brake, the split brake feature. I'm going to turn in a tight spot. 6 to, yeah, it'd be some pretty long hours. You start adding it up. 72 hours, 42 bucks an hour. It's not a bad pay rate. Alright, let's get ourselves hooked up onto this. Okay. Let's go and see what we can do with these. So we'll go and try the egg bag first. Let's see if we can drop something in there. This is struggling to pull it up the hill. Split brakes is so much fun. We've always had that on our tractors when I was young. And doing potatoes, you did a lot of row work where you were turning back on the same row. Or on the very next row, you weren't skipping rows or anything. Particularly when planting, because everything back then was done, there was no guidance or anything like that. In fact, we've never had and never would have guidance on our farm. But yeah, the split row stuff. Split brakes, very cool. Alright, let's have a look now. Here, unload our bales. Unload here, so put them onto there. Yeah, I'm going to take them. Probably doesn't take bales, that's going to be the problem, isn't it? So let's explode things and we'll go. Is it still going? Oh no. It was not a happy trailer. But still not very happy. Oh, I mean, that's why it's not very happy. Whoops. Oh, anyhow, those bales didn't seem to go into there, so I'm assuming you must need loose grass. Still awake, Ryan? Oh no. No fun either. Oh. Oh, this one's not going to work because you need to blow it and put it in there, don't you? I'm going to try that one. Alright. Let's go and... That's a waste. That's broken. Junk. Junk! Sure it's not. Not even a trigger for it there. No, it's not working there. They don't need a blower, which makes sense. I would expect. Oh, you expect that? Sorry, you're talking about the bales. Yeah, so this must need to be loose. Can't do bales. Does it say how to break bales? There used to be an option. To trigger, no. Remove bales. I know there's a mod you can cut bales, but I thought you. No. No, that's alright. How about an anywhere bale storage? Well, it just so happens, Ryan, I do have one of those installed. But I just wanted to test out and see whether you could do the baling. I was just playing on the map tonight, just having a bit of fun. Really no rhyme or reason to what I was doing. I just wanted to see if you could put bales into there. Which you can't. In this one you won't be able to because you need to blow for it. Which again makes sense. In fact, if we come down you probably see. Here you go. There's the trigger for it, that little red. That little red box will be the trigger for the blower, so you want to be doing that. In fact, what's it got over here for a trigger? It's a trigger. We actually test it. Jumping into here. It's a little bit of magic. Let's fill up some plain old grass. There it is. And technically, we should be able to dump this. What I'm saying is correct. I don't think it's included. Oh, I'll have a look. I don't think it's included in the map. I need to have to download separately. Is any mods included in the map? Blow through here. Isn't it funny it drives up and over them? Yeah, there you go. You can dump grass into it. Which should now be grass silage. There you go. Grass is going in there, we can activate that. We'd get some silage out. So, there we go. You were going to have I was just going to have a look, wasn't I? Oh. No. It does have some modded things, but a couple of headers and a couple of bale for the corn stalks. So that's so you can use the blowers for corn stalks for your bedding. Nothing that I can see. Whatever. Form mode. Blah. Nope. Nothing there. It will be PC only, Ryan. 100%. 100%. Right. Well, the whiskey's gone, and it's 11 o'clock here in New Zealand, so I'm going to call it quits. But yeah, there we go. Let's take a look here. New Glarus by MRG. As we've talked about, very typical of some regions in Wisconsin and other areas in the States having these sort of strip fields control water runoff and soil erosion. Basic premise, water on the high point will try and go down the hill, and by having grass in between, which is not tilled, not cut up, it stops the soil all just getting washed from top down to the bottom. So you'll still see there's some big fields, big flat area up here, you know, where it's flat, they'll have the bigger fields. It's kind of how these kind of parts of the world work. You can see my interesting attempt to have windrowed that. Mowed, windrowed, baled. Didn't do too bad actually, too far off. Yeah, it's an interesting map. It's an interesting map. Suits some small scale dairy farming, I think, would be the perfect fit for it. Yeah, hope you get to sleep soon, Ryan. Hope you can catch the shut-eye. But yeah, there we go. Anyhow, thank you all very much for tuning in tonight. Hope you have enjoyed that. Please make sure you've dropped a like if you did. Obviously, double check you're subscribed. I'm sure you all are. Huge thank you, Darren, for the 10 gifted memberships, mate. That was incredible. Those members who've continued your own personal membership on, thank you all very much for carrying on that support. For everyone else, it's been great to have you here. I do, like I said, really enjoy doing the streaming still. We'll be looking at maybe mixing some things up over the next wee while and maybe trying out some little things. One of them is going to try a little bit of flight sim and maybe some multiplayer with Chinook, going for a little bit of a fly around and seeing how we go with that. So it's very much a learning experience for me, but something I'm passionate about aviation. I love aviation and really would like to get my private pilot license at some stage. So that's kind of something I thought maybe I could start learning in the virtual world and whether I can transfer it into the real world sometime in the future. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. But yeah, otherwise, have a good rest of your week. Thank you everyone for hanging out. I'll be around again over the weekend and hopefully get another Ray County sorted out. Got to the end of harvest now, so I'm kind of anticipating where we're going to be heading and getting into spring, and hopefully we can keep that farm ticking over. It's proving to be a challenge. I'm kind of happy with the way I've managed to set it up. It probably worked out a little bit more challenging than I thought it would, which is fun. I'm enjoying it, so I'm keeping an eye out for that one too. Anyhow, you enjoy the rest of your week and have fun doing whatever you're doing. Take care. See you again soon. Bye.